But so I started getting away from them or not listening to them as much because it just didn't make sense. Like, the timing and everything. And then they're asking me to take my life and stuff like that. And then I had to think about it. Even though I do agree with, certain things like, oh, this would be because of your sins or because of your walking away from God or your calling or something like that, then that's the reason why you need to die, and that's the reason why you need to go to hell. I had to rethink about it and think like, but what about what Jesus did? What about like anything? Like I don't want to die. I do believe that they're here for a certain type of reason because they were allowed. I think I understand why they were allowed, okay? Because of like something that I was doing or something that I was in, some type of energy or something, that I allowed, some type of sin that I did as it concerns my behavior. The way I was to others, specifically the way that I was to and with others. Like I said, there were other people, plural people, who were able to hear me, going off and getting upset and, being in this tyrant energy. And it wasn't right, you know what I mean? And I just never calmed down from that. I was in a situation where, like you can go home, you have peace at home, from your work or from different environments. I was in a situation and still am, where I needed to really quiet myself and quiet my spirit, which includes like no TV even, I really needed to maybe shut down and really find a way that worked for me, because it became that everything was a problem. Because like I said, there was like heavy surveillance, it still is, and monitoring of like everything that's going on in my home and house. You know what I mean? So it's like if you don't have peace, they're in with my phones. So everything I watched and, so I would have needed to turn my phone off, like if, I had the TV or something, turn that off or whatever, turn all these things off, because they were somehow, they were being viewed in a negative light, or they were connected to something. So I needed to withdraw from all of those things in order to get into a certain different type of energy. And I would have needed to stay away from these things, okay, for a certain length of time in order to be in a different in order to be in a different type of energy. You know what I mean? And basically giving those persons or whatever that's behind the surveillance and that's behind all this monitoring of myself, I would have needed to give them a break from the things that I'm watching, the things that I'm observing and all this stuff, even though I'm in my own home. And that's incredibly hard to do, almost impossible to do, really, especially when you have people that is so, like if I had a computer, I'd be on there all the time, or you know what I mean, or the TV even, So in order to go, because you would have needed to break from there in order to spiritually move on to another energy, really, to a better energy. So you would have needed to have like a mini vacation. So a month would be good. 2 weeks is more like it. A week is a definite least, I was not able to do that. I was trying to think of things like a radio or something like that. Some things that are not connected to what they have, but my devices, my phones or tablets, they were very much, connected. If I had a smartphone TV, I think there's a way they could have connected to that. So it's just, that was really hard. But at the same time, I was placed in a position and I just should have, because I'm really equipped, because I'm very Like, my Chinese zodiac sign is a dog, and they're very laid back, they're very homebody. But I'm very, I know how to, thank God, survive in certain situations if I have to be alone or if I have to be without all of those things. I'm able to adapt, okay, and be okay without those things. So for it to have been a problem and me becoming a tyrant and all this stuff, complaining and all this, it just wasn't. And for me to not have done that even in the least stayed a week away, and then maybe try to make it even longer, there's just no excuse, because I'm well equipped to stay away from those things, find anything else to do, and to walk away from situations like that where you find that people are trying to tempt you in a certain type of way to get upset, to get mad, to get angry. They're doing it on purpose, or to avoid conflict and chaos and all that type of stuff, arguments and all that stuff. I know how to do that, to go around it, to leave from it. I'm the first one to drop it. Oh yeah, no, what have you. But I don't know, I just took to me things personal, and this is my home type of thing, and didn't want to walk away from this stuff, really, because I'm still attached to them. But there's a lot of people attached to the things that they have, and I don't know. I see, looking back, that was just not the right thing. So this is, the reason why part of the reason why, I feel that this attachment was allowed to be sent to me, because, or I could have left my home. Why, when I found out that this, when the tarot reader told me that, this heavy surveillance and it was going on inside my home, I could have left. I probably should have left. But I didn't. I really have anywhere to go, but I've actually been in those situations more than enough times for me to be able to just go and leave and be somewhere else. But I've been here for, over 5 years, so, just kind of getting used to it, and then not wanting to leave and all that. I did make up my mind after some time before the attachment was sent to me, some months before the attachment was sent to me, and after I found out that, about some things about these people that I'm familiar with, or, know somehow, doing like the spell work on me and all this stuff, and then some other things too. And then when I found out specifically about the heavy surveillance in my home, that means some cameras placed in and can't find them, still can't find them. I did make up my mind to leave, but I was going through something personally, physically, with my health, and I wasn't able to leave at that time. And I guess ever since then, I just, stayed. But I did leave again in December when the spell work got too heavy.